Hello, I am here recording from my nice warm bed in my warm house among my family, and ever so grateful after the challenge this morning of pretending to be homeless. And I wanted to share with you some of my experiences today. So, what I did today was after dressing the part, I went out on what I thought would be a place that I would be allowed to stand and made a sign. And the sign said, please donate, or it said, donate to a homeless shelter, please. People need your help. And I wasn't standing there looking to collect donations. I wasn't standing there soliciting money. I just wanted to hold the sign and have people read the sign and think. That was really my goal. Well, I was standing at a stoplight area that I thought was a public way, but found out about 45 minutes into it when the police approached me that it's actually private property. And I was asked at first, not so nicely, to leave. I was told, you can't be here. And then I was given a warning for trespassing on private property, which apparently it was. Sorry about that. But they were very nice about the whole thing when I explained to them what I was doing and that I wasn't actually panhandling. But it made me think about, where do people go to actually live their lives if they're homeless? Because the police officer said, well, you can stand with your sign on a sidewalk, but you got to make sure you're not on any private property. So I realized there's a very limited area that I would be legally allowed to stand, and thought about the fact that the soup kitchen in my town is only open during the weekdays, so they're closed today. And the nearest shelter, at least that I'm aware of, maybe there are some that I don't know about, but the nearest shelter is in Manchester, which is miles away. And if I don't have a car, how am I going to get to there? So that was some thoughts that came up that I had never really thought about. Anyway, so I stood there with my sign just because I wanted to see how people would react, and if they would, first of all, even look at me as I stood there on the corner with my sign. Second, if they would read my sign. And third, what they would do. And the vast majority of cars, most people looked straight ahead, wouldn't look in my direction at all. And I wasn't trying to really make eye contact with people per se. I wasn't trying to make them uncomfortable, although I definitely had that effect on people. I had one guy just look in my direction and shake his head vigorously, as in, don't look at me. Mostly nobody read my sign. There were some people that did. I had one person that mouthed the words thank you, which I thought was nice. And I actually had 4 cars, 3 of them right in a row, that did stop, ask me what I was doing, and gave me a small donation that I brought to the homeless shelter when I was finished. One person asked me if I was okay, if I needed help, and I told them I didn't. I am okay, and I was collecting to help the homeless shelter. So that was really nice and quite an emotional moment for me. One point, somebody was trying to ask me what I was doing and give me a donation, and the car behind him was laying on his horn because he was so irritated that he was being held up. And I thought that was kind of telling too. Anyway, after the police escorted me away from my corner, I had to go find a spot on a sidewalk where it was legal to stand. And I walked up and down the streets of my town and held my sign. I wasn't looking for people to stop, and they really couldn't because it was a street, so they couldn't stop, which was fine. I just wanted to raise awareness. I was trying to make eye contact with people and just have people read my sign and get the message that it's important to think of people who are homeless, especially on days like today where it was 19 degrees out. So I want to just thank you for giving me this challenge. It really was eye-opening for me and made me have a true appreciation for what homeless people go through. And I'm not sure I would have had that appreciation had I not done this. So thank you very much.